Hello, my students. Welcome to our lessons on economics, where we will explore key concepts like elasticity in a simple and clear way. I'm Dr. Magda Mustafa Sadig, an associate professor of applied economics, and I am your instructor, and I'm excited to guide you through this topic to help you understand how prices, income, and demand affect markets. Let us dive in and make it fun and easy to learn. Let us go to slide 1 and see what is going on and what do we mean by So first, what is elasticity? In simple terms, elasticity measures how much one thing changes when something else changes. For example, if the price of a product goes up, how much does the demand for it go down? Elasticity helps us understand these relationships in economics. There are four main types of elasticity you need to know about. Let us break them down. Price elasticity of demand. This measures how much the quantity demanded of a product changes when its price changes. For example, if the price of soda increases and people buy a lot less, we say this demand is elastic. But if people still buy almost the same amount, then the demand is inelastic. We have also price elasticity of supply. This measures how much the supply of a product changes when its price changes. For instance, if the price of apples goes up and farmers quickly produce more, the supply is elastic. If production doesn't change much, it is inelastic. Income elasticity of demand. This shows how demand for a product changes when people's income changes. For example, if your income goes up and you buy more luxury cars, that is a high income elasticity. Basic items like bread may not see much change. The last one is cross elasticity of demand. This measures how the demand for one product changes when the price of another product changes. For example, if the price of tea goes up and people buy more coffee, these products are substitutes and the cross elasticity is positive. Now, why does elasticity matters? It's a big deal for businesses, governments, and economists. Businesses use elasticity to set prices. If demand is elastic, raising prices may lose customers, so they might keep prices low. If demand is inelastic, they can raise prices without losing many sales. Governments use elasticity to predict how taxes will affect things like cigarette sales. Economists use it to understand how consumers behave when prices or incomes change. Let us make it real. Imagine a coffee shop raises its prices. If the demand is elastic, many customers might switch to cheaper options and sales drop. So if it is inelastic, people keep buying their coffee because they really want it. Understanding this helps the shop make smart pricing decision. So we have price elasticity of demand. If you ever wondered why some products sell less when their prices go up, or why others seem unaffected, so this slide will show you the reasons, so you will understand what price elasticity is and how to calculate it and why it matters. Price elasticity of demand measures how sensitive people are to a change in the price of a product or services. In simple terms, it tells us how much the quantity demanded changes when the price of that product changes. For example, if the price of your favorite coffee goes up, you will still buy it, or you will switch to tea. That is what elasticity is all about. Not all products are the same. For essentials like water, people tend to keep buying even if the price rises. We call this inelastic demand. But for luxury items like fancy sunglasses, a price increase might make people stop buying. That is called elastic demand. Elasticity helps us understand these differences. Let us see the equation for price elasticity of demand, where ED equal the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in prices. And so price elasticity of demand, or ED, equals the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. The percentage change in quantity demanded is how much the amount people buy changes, expressed as a percentage. Percentage change in price is how much the price changes, also as a percentage. So the formula as appears to you is Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q2 plus Q1 divided by 2. The whole thing is divided by P2 minus P1 divided by P2 plus P1 divided by 2. So imagine you run a lemonade stand. You sell 100 glasses of lemonade at $2 each. Then you raise the price to $3, and now only 80 glasses are sold. So let us calculate the price elasticity. First, calculate the percentage change in quantity demanded, which is the all quantity is 100 glasses. The new quantity is 80 glasses. So the change is 100 minus 80 equal 20 glasses. But we want the percentage change. So we have to divide 20 by 100 and then multiply by 100. The first 100 is the number of glasses, the all quantity. And the second 100 is to find the percentage, which is equal 20%. Then we have to calculate the percentage change in prices, where the all prices is $2. The new price is $3. The change is 3 minus 2 equal $1. So the percentage change in prices is 1 divided by 2, and then we have to multiply by 100, which is 50%. Step 3, we can apply the elasticity formula, which is percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in prices. So it will be equal to 20% divided by 50% equal 0.4. So the price elasticity of demand is 0.4. Since it is less than 1, the demand for your lemonade is inelastic. This means people still buy your lemonade even though the price went up. So, what does point 4 mean? Let us keep it similar and let us explain this in the next slides. So, if ED is greater than 1, then demand is elastic. People are very sensitive to price changes. But if ED is less than 1, which is elasticity of demand, like our lemonade example, demand is inelastic. Demand is inelastic. People don't change their buying habits much. So, elastic demand happens when a small change in price causes a big change in the quantity people buy. Imagine airline tickets for vacation. If the price goes up, many people might cancel or postpone their trips, so the demand drops a lot. This means buyers are very sensitive to price changes. In mathematics, we say the elasticity is greater than 1. Inelastic demand. Here, a change in price has only a small effect on the quantity demanded. Think of insulin for diabetic patients. Even if the price increases, people still need to buy it because it's essential. So demand stays almost the same. In mathematics, the elasticity is less than 1. We have also unitary elastic demand. In the unitary elastic demand, this is when a change in price causes an equal change in the quantity demanded. For example, if the price goes up by 10%, the quantity demanded goes down by 10%. So elasticity equal 1. In summary, elastic demand means people are very picky about price. Inelastic demand means they will buy it anyway. And unitary elastic demand means the change in price and quantity is balanced. So understanding this will help business and economists to predict how price changes may affect sales. Let us come to perfectly elastic demand. And perfectly elastic demand happens when even a tiny change in a product's price causes a huge change in the quantity people want to buy. So imagine a horizontal line on a graph as appears in the illustration of perfectly elastic demand, where the demand curve is horizontal line. So showing that the price stays the same no matter how much is demanded. For example, in a perfectly competitive market like farmers selling identical tomatoes, if one farmer raises their price just a little, customers will buy from others instead, and the farmer sales drop to zero. This shows that buyers have many identical options and are very sensitive to price change. So here, the elasticity or the price elasticity of demand, when it is perfectly elastic, will be equal to infinity. Let us come to perfectly inelastic demand. So here means that perfectly inelastic demand happens when the quantity of a product people want to buy stays the same, no matter how much the price changes. Imagine vertical line demand curve as appears in the illustration of a perfectly inelastic demand curve, where demand curve MD is a vertical demand curve. So here, that is what the demand curve looks like, showing the quantity doesn't budge, even if the price goes up or down. A great example is like life-saving medicine, like insulin for diabetics. People need the same amount to stay healthy, so they will buy it regardless of the price. Let us take an example. As we have mentioned before, that price elasticity of demand measures how sensitive the quantity demanded of a good or service is to a change in its price, and it is calculated using the formula appears in this slide. So a simpler explanation for price elasticity of demand shows how much people change the amount they buy when the price of something changes. If a small price increase causes a big drop in purchases, demand is elastic. If purchases barely change, even with a big price change, demand is inelastic. So let us take this. We have initial price of a laptop, for example, is $2,100. New price of a laptop is $2,230. Initial quantity demanded is 406,000 laptops. The new quantity demanded is 254,000 laptops. So step 1, calculate the percentage change in price, and then calculate the percentage change in quantity demanded. We have the average is 3,000, which is Q2 plus Q1 divided by 2, which is 406,000 plus 254,000 divided by 2. So the average is 330,000 laptops, and the average of price is 2,100 plus 2,230 divided by 2 is 2,165. Now find the change, which is 406,000 minus 254,000. It's we have to subtract the new 254,000 minus 406,000, so we'll get minus 152,000. Then the change in price is 230 minus 2,100, which is 130. So apply the average and the change in the formula, in the above formula. So we have the change is minus 152,000 divided by 330, and then we have 130 divided by 2,165. So we'll get the percentage change in quantity demanded minus 0.46, and the percentage change in prices is 0.06. So we have to divide 0.46 by 0.06 to get the price elasticity of demand. And then you can interpret your result. Price elasticity of supply. What is price elasticity of supply? Price elasticity of supply measures how much the quantity of a product that producers supply change when its price changes. In simple terms, it shows how easily producers can adjust the amount they offer for sale if the price goes up or down. The formula is price elasticity of supply equal percentage change in quantity supplied divided by percentage change in price. Elastic supply. When the price changes, producers can quickly supply a lot more or less. The price elasticity of supply is greater than 1. Example, T-shirt production in a large factory. If T-shirt prices rise, factories can easily ramp up production by using more machines or workers, so the supply increases significantly. Inelastic supply. When the price changes, producers cannot supply much more or less because of limitations like time or resources. The price elasticity of supply then is less than 1. Example, fresh fish at the market. If fish prices goes up, fishermen cannot catch more fish quickly because it depends on nature and fishing capacity. So the supply stays almost the same. So price elasticity of supply, or BES, tells us how much more or less of a product producers make when its price changes. And we calculate it by dividing the percentage change in quantity supplied by the percentage change in price. And we gave two best example of the T-shirt or fresh fish. Let us come to what is income elasticity of demand. Income elasticity of demand measures how much the quantity demanded of a product changes when people's income changes. In simple terms, it shows whether people buy more or less of something when they earn more money. So, for the normal goods, income elasticity of demand is larger than 0. Why? Because when income increases, people buy more of these goods. Example, restaurant meals. As people earn more money, they tend to eat out at restaurants more often because they can afford it. While for inferior goods, income elasticity of demand is less than 0. So when income increases, people buy less of these inferior goods because they switch to better alternatives. Instant noodles, for example, or public bus rides. When people earn more, they might buy fresh food instead of instant noodles, or take taxis instead of buses. So income elasticity of demand tells us how people's buying habits change when their income goes up or down. And we calculate it by dividing the percentage change in quantity demanded by the percentage change in income. Let us come to the last point of elasticity, cross-elasticity of demand, where cross-elasticity of demand measures how the demand for one good changes in response to a change in the price of another good. It is calculated as the percentage change in quantity demanded of good A divided by the percentage change in price of good B. It shows you the types of the relationship between the goods, where for the substitutes, cross-elasticity of demand is larger than 0. Goods that can replace each other. When the price of one increases, demand for the other rises. Example, tea and coffee. If the price of coffee increases, consumers may buy more tea, increasing tea's demand. Wherefore, the complements, a price cross-elasticity of demand is less than 0. and the complements are the goods used together. When the price of one decreases, demand for other or for both increases. Example, printers and ink cartridges. If printer prices fall, more printers are purchased, increasing demand for ink cartridges. So substitutes have a positive cross-elasticity of demand because they compete, while complements have a negative cross-elasticity of demand because they are consumed together. I hope that you understand the lesson of elasticity, and we are going to meet in another lecture in the economics or foundation of economics by Dr. Magda Mustafa Sadig.